First up this month, we're visiting the Polk Museum of Art to check out a unique exhibition called Make Room for Howdy, which focuses on the whimsical creations of local artist Tommy Simpson. His imagination and inventiveness have inspired him to create all kinds of different art over the past 60 years, and he shows no signs of slowing down just yet. Let's take a look.
We are standing in our Murray Ledger galleries at the museum on the second floor, and we typically feature regional artists in this space. Oftentimes we will reach directly out to artists that we know of or whose studios we're aware of. In this case, actually, Tommy reached out to us. So he brought us his objects and his ideas for putting on an exhibition here, and then it became a whole conversation along with our manager of exhibitions and adult programs, Laura Putnam, as she worked directly with Tommy to be able to put together this show. The exhibition and Tommy's style resonate with all of his humor and all of his whimsy in every possible way. And I think when viewers come to see the work, they're going to notice that he's not only an exquisite artist in terms of how well he's able to use his materials, working in mixed media, and all around me here actually you see a lot of his gouache work, which I think is especially beautiful in terms of his technique. They're going to see that he is a great artist, but also an artist who infuses his work with great storytelling, with great rhyming and poetry, and you feel like there is a sense of a literary and visual art combination in his work. I think there's so much to gain from it. It's also that kind of exhibition where you want to spend a lot of time in it, reading the labels, figuring out exactly how the visual interpretations or illustrations align with the text that he has aligned with the artist as well. So I think it's so interesting, and I think people get really, really involved in this exhibition, and I doubt they've ever seen anything quite like it. I think there is no other artist like Tommy Simpson, and I think people will realize that as they walk through the show.
The show at the Polk Museum of Art is called Make Room for Howdy. I sort of grew out of Maya Angelou. I remember seeing a film on her, and she was saying that, you know, in a sense, you should put your hand out to everybody and say welcome, or let's talk, or what do you have to say, or whatever. It's a mixed media show which shows a variety of things, and with the idea that you can do a variety of things, and that if you get to talk to people, a lot of people will respond and give to you, which is really wonderful. You know, well, I thought of that, or I did one of the same thing, or, you know, I had the same experience, but, you know, they threw water on me instead of Coca-Cola or something, you know, that kind of, so you actually get an exchange, so you'll feel like you're really in the world and not just, you know, a body walking around, interfering with everyone. Art goes to your heart, or beauty goes to your heart, but utility goes to your soul. Over the 60 years, I found that a lot of people have not an education in sculpture and painting, but everybody lives with furniture and beds and tables, and they have a vocabulary and an understanding. And so a lot of what I did was make, you know, art furniture pieces for people, as well as paintings, and if you needed plates, you go and make ceramics, and if you want some jewelry, you go find somebody to do, or like the shirt that a person helped me make, that kind of thing. So you're having fun learning things and discovering and that kind of, and so I've been lucky that way. I've been able to do it for 60 years. I've designed 2 houses and built 2 houses and made everything in them, you know, from the walks to the porches, swings, and designed the rugs and the furniture and the windows and the doors, and that was fun to sort of create a world. I've been lucky to be able to make all sorts of things and enjoy doing it, and made lots of friends in the process, because a lot of people would understand who you are and what you're doing and why, and they have a real conversation to connect and communicate, and having to go through that. It helps you understand the tasks that a lot of other people have done and gone through. And it helps have empathy. And you think, you know, I did this, but God, look what they did with it. You know, how'd they ever you go back, you know, 500 years and you look at people working on dirt floors and eating beans, and it's amazing what they visually came up with or could do. I mean, they didn't have all the electronics and tooling and machinery we have today, but they somehow came up with it and did it. And so, yeah, I enjoy doing a whole variety of things versus just one aspect. I would recommend, no matter what you do in life, whether you're, doctor, lawyer, Indian, or chief, is to put some aspect of doing something with your own body, in your own mind, whether you play golf or tennis or, dance or cook or make gardening or something that you're actually have your hands and fingers, that's what they're for, to do something with. And it's good for your spirit and when you sit in the chair, you don't need the phone, you can sit and think about what flower do I like, or why did I put that on there, or that kind of thing.
We actually have extended this show through the end of 2020, through December. So there's plenty of time to come see it, to take in the whimsical world of Tommy Simpson, and really to be able to enjoy his art and everything else that the museum has to offer. This fall, we have an exhibition called What's the Story? Art in Search of a Narrative, which is going to be a great exhibition that allows visitors to become the active storytellers and narrators of works of art. So those are open-ended works that allow visitors themselves to be able to find what the stories are behind the works as not provided by the artists themselves. And then we cap off our whole year with a huge exhibition featuring the work of Henri du Toulouse-Lautrec, and that is an artist who basically defined in artwork what the 1890s in France looked like, and in Paris in particular. So if anybody envisions the Can-Can dance or the Moulin Rouge, those are the images that were created by Toulouse-Lautrec. So basically the museum is going to be taken over to be a Toulouse-Lautrec spectacular from February through May of 2021. So our exhibition season itself is really, really exciting, but we'll continue doing the programming that also leads to our mission of educating and entertaining the public of all levels and interests. And we'll keep doing our virtual programming too, because we learned over these past 5 months that while what we do physically in the museum is really important, we also want to be able to allow those who can't come to the museum every day or whenever they'd like to, access to our programs as well. So we now fully feel like we are a museum that has emerged into the 21st century, and we are thrilled to have large involvement of our community both in the museum itself and in the virtual plane.
Make Room for Howdy will be on display at the Polk Museum of Art until December 6th. For more information on the exhibit and to find out more about future programming, visit polkmuseumofart.org. You can also check out more of Tommy Simpson's artwork on his website, tommysimpson.art.